In early October of 2022, Marvel and Big Pharma teamed up to create a comic entitled Avengers: Everyday Heroes. And in the comic, they encourage people to be fully protected against the global sickness that's currently going on throughout the world. And I'll be breaking all of that down in this video and why I feel it's just pure propaganda. My name is Brian Barsoon. Upload YouTube content daily. Like, share, and subscribe to the video if you enjoy it. Hit that notification bell so you know when my videos go live. And I'm fast approaching 100 subs, so I'd really appreciate the support if you enjoy my content. But just jumping right in, this is the cover art for it. You can see all the main players there, and this was done in conjunction with Pfizer. So just wanted to start with this article from the Daily Mail. This was released the day it came out. Your friendly neighborhood Pfizer man. U.S. pharma giant partners with Marvel to create comic that urges people to get their protection against the global sickness and be an everyday hero. So tells the story of a grandpa who is waiting for his protection. So it goes into it, and this is obviously being viewed as a PR stunt. There's been a pretty slow rollout when it comes to the most up-to-date protection for the global sickness, as less than 1 in 20 eligible Americans have received it. And they're also pushing new protections for children aged 5 to 11. And the reason why this is only being shown in America is that other countries throughout the world, including the UK and a lot of European countries, have now don't want people under a certain age to get these protections. Obviously, if you're older, over the age of 50, they are still encouraging these protections. But most people under that threshold, they are discouraging people to get it. That's not the case, though, in the United States. They're still going through with all of these. So obviously, just breaking it down here, it has Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Thor, all the major players, and they're fighting Ultron, which is, in the comic, it's an analogy for the global sickness, and how it's always ever evolving and changing. And obviously, Ultron's character is a robot who is also always changing. And it states that just 7.6 million Americans have gotten the new protection, and that works for the current one that's out there. So obviously, you can see here is the end comic here, and just love that derpy face that he's making after he gets his protection. Just looks insane. But publishing the comic book yesterday, Pfizer said, when Ultron wreaks havoc, the Avengers act as the first line of defense. And obviously the analogy is that the Avengers are Big Pharma, or Pfizer in this case. So they want you to think Ultron is the global sickness, and that the Avengers are coming in, swooping in, to saving the day, and they're Big Pharma. So just pretty comical. So this is when the day it came out. And then the next day got universally panned by everyone once they saw what was happening. Obviously, this is just a PR stunt and pure propaganda. And why they're targeting children in this case is beyond me. Obviously, if you have underlying conditions, protection is required. But for the vast majority of people under a certain age bracket, you don't necessarily need to have it. Unless if you're living healthy and doing the right things, then you're going to be fine. But if you're over the age of 50, obviously that's a different story, and you should get protection if you need it. But obviously this is the next story here. So Pfizer's protection comic was slammed today as ethically dubious in the extreme for trying to appeal to children. I mean, what did they think? Did they think older people were gonna read this? Obviously, this was targeted at children. Nobody reads comics really anymore. This was a digital comic, so it wasn't like you had to go to a store to purchase it. But it's on their site still. And, it goes into more talking about how the plot of it. And I did make a dramatic retelling of this story. So I'll link that right now up on the top right. So if you want to take a look at that, I'll also link it at the end of this video if you want to go ahead and check that out. I thought it was pretty funny. So we'll see how that goes. But here's some of the panels that you can see. They're all sitting in the waiting room, waiting to get their protection. And then the news story comes out that Ultron has come to take over, and he's wreaking havoc. But it's being panned by everyone. even people outside the U.S. are just panning it. It's obviously a clear attempt to increase their bottom line because they thought more people would want to get this protection for the season that's coming up. But obviously, it's been a slow rollout, so now they're digging into other means to try to get the word out, so to speak. Now they've turned to Marvel, who is obviously a huge influence both in the United States and throughout the world for obviously the MCU with all their movies and the comics. So they're trying to use them to create more awareness for it. And everyone just saw right through this. It's just pure propaganda, and it's the purest sense. It's pretty disgusting that they have stooped to this low of a level, in my opinion. So, just wanted to cover this briefly, that there's not much else to say. It talks about Britain's protection campaign. It's only targeting people over the age of 50. So even the UK has done an about face on this. Why in the US we haven't done this remains to be seen, unless it's down to money, which I believe it is. They just, if you're not informed and you don't know what's going on, you're going to want the protection. And even though obviously you think it's going to help you, but in reality it might not. So just pretty interesting. Hopefully people are starting to wake up for it. People talk about other methods that I'm not going to get into in this video to protect yourself, but it's just really interesting trying to walk the line here with YouTube, because if I say a certain word, the Thor's hammer is going to come smack me in the head. So just trying to explain this in a certain way. So, and obviously, if they're already doing this, what's next? Like, what else are they gonna do? Is Peppa Pig up next? Like, are they gonna do Blue's Clues? What are they gonna do? It's just reeks of desperation right now with these companies. Haven't they made enough money? With the global sickness going on. Obviously, they're helping people, but it's just getting sad at this point. So, not much else to say really as to what's going on with this, but just wanted to make a video about this. Comment down below if you have any feelings about this. If you have any other suggestions as to what they would do, I'd love to hear them besides Peppa Pig and Blue's Clues. I don't have any kids right now, so I don't know all the kid shows that are going on. Maybe we could do Thomas the Tank Engine, He'll be taking the protections to people, and the little engine they could, the #1 train. He'll just be taking it all over Sodor, and helping people out. But that's gonna do it though. And subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content. Thanks for watching, and take care.